All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. We're watching another Tesla focused video on the stock. This is by TD Ameritrade Network. We're checking it out here on my new channel, guys. A little bit about me. I've been buying Tesla stock since 2018. It's 100% of my stock portfolio. I'm up like 400% or something. So I keep buying in multiple different accounts. So I keep buying every single month. I haven't stopped buying. I'm going to buy more this week. So if you want to continue and watch this journey with me, please subscribe to the channel, and let's check out what TD Ameritrade has to say today about Tesla stock.
Time to spotlight Tesla following its earnings report earlier this week. For that, we welcome in Garrett Nelson, Vice President and Senior Equity Analyst at CFRA Research. Garrett, always good to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Garrett.
Thanks for having me.
I want to get to know these guys.
So Tesla shares under pressure today, off about 0.3%, adding to its weekly losses of about 7%. But based on your latest call, it sounds like you'd use this 7% decline as a good buying opportunity?
Yeah, I think that's right. Just given the meteoric run-up that the stock has had so far this year, it really wasn't a great setup heading into the earnings release. The bar had been set so high, and so, with the earnings release, although they reported a significant bottom line beat, there wasn't a whole lot in terms of new developments. They reiterated their prior 2023 auto volume guidance, and just not a whole lot in terms of new developments. Margins are under pressure. Obviously, that was the focus of the release. So, we view this sell-off this week, though, as a buying opportunity, and really one of the market's strongest long-term earnings growth stories, we think, is how we view Tesla.
Okay, something weird. Come on, Garrett. There was a ton of new stuff. There was the biggest thing, obviously, is that Tesla, or Elon, is talking about they're in early talks with a major auto company to license FSD. That was huge. That was a huge thing that he finally said out loud. We knew it was coming, but he finally said it out loud, so that was new. They're spending $1 billion on their Dojo computer, which is amazing. FSD is gonna get even better. Yeah, there was a lot of good news there. I don't know why he's okay. Yeah, all right. So let's keep going. Sometimes they miss. Yeah, let's go.
So Garrett, not a whole lot in terms of new developments, yet you raised your price target by $15 to $325 from I believe your new price target is $325, right? From $310. So
that's right.
What makes you more bullish after the report if we didn't get a whole lot of updates?
Yeah, so actually,
sorry, that's interesting. That's interesting to hear. She actually, that's good reporting on her part. That's very interesting. She actually asked him, like, yeah, you just said there's not that much going on, so why'd you raise your price targets? I'm curious to see what he's gonna say.
we took our rating from strong buy to buy last month after this big run up just on valuation.
Okay.
And we do see some upside still, but it warrants a buy rating, in our opinion, not a strong buy at this point. Really, the lion's share of the gains have happened so far this year, we think. But we do see some upside over the next 12 months, just not as much upside as we saw before. So, but there's a lot of things that we like longer term in the story. They're continuing to ramp the Austin and Berlin factories. They just started first production of the Cybertruck. We think they'll be debuting a new EV model next year, which some are already calling the Model 2. We think it'll be a smaller coupe model. So there's still a lot of positives. And of course, they have this goal of growing their annual volumes to about 20 million units in the year 2020, 2030. That would make them the world's largest automaker in terms of production and sales.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, so he basically raised it because I don't know. Okay, because he's looking at things from like this quarter, this year, because he's a fund manager, right? So he's like, yeah, a lot of the upside has been gone for this quarter or this year. So he's looking at that. Plus, he's also looking at long term. So he's in this position where he has to keep his customers happy, the people that invested in his fund, when he talks about this quarter, next quarter, this year, the upside, downside. So he's basically raising and lowering it because of the stock price, not because of anything Tesla said or what the company is doing. He's basically like, from what I could tell, he's basically just like raising it, lowering it, and buying more and stuff just because of like what the stock is doing, not necessarily what the company is doing. His price target might be, so I think 325 is his price target.
Did warn that production would slow down in Q3 due to some factory shutdowns. Are you concerned that Tesla has a demand problem at all at this point?
You know, the demand problem that we really see, it does pertain to EVs, but not necessarily Tesla EVs. If you look at the latest data, and this is from Kelley Blue Book, average transaction prices for new EVs in the US were down 20% year over year in June. And inventories are now at over 100 days supply. Now, the historic average in the auto industry for inventories at dealerships has been around 60 days. So, EVs are actually at 103 days supply at the end of June compared to all vehicles, which are only about 53 days supply. So we are seeing signs of EV market oversaturation, but we're not seeing it as much with Tesla EVs. It's more the other EVs that other automakers are putting out.
But how should investors be thinking about EV fundamentals given the economic uncertainty? Even Elon Musk said he has no idea what's going on with this economy right now.
Yeah, we think consumer fundamentals are actually surprisingly strong. And that's really been one of the big stories, the big themes that we've seen in 2023. And we look at Tesla specifically, their demand is really off the charts for the Cybertruck. You have a reported reservation count north of 1.7 million units.
1.7.
I mean, that's roughly 8 or 9 times the reservation count for the next most in-demand EV model. And so we feel very strong about demand for Tesla's product. Their customers are absolutely fanatic about the product. They're doing a lot behind the scenes in terms of AI and full self-driving development. Each software update improves on the last update. And so they're doing a lot behind the scenes to really drive long-term value. So we continue to like the story long-term.
Yeah, and it's crazy people talking about Tesla demand. They've been talking about demand problems for maybe forever, for as far back as I can remember. Following the stock, they've been talking about demand and how other automakers are going to come and eat Tesla's lunch, and demand is going down. It's the same thing every quarter, talking about demand, and every quarter they're breaking records in sales. So they'll keep talking about demand. It's just something they just keep talking about. And Tesla's going to continue to break records every single quarter. They're expanding their Berlin factory. They're doubling it. They're going to do 1 million units a year in Berlin. They just started the process, the paperwork for that. China puts out like 1 million units a year. So they're building a new factory in Mexico. So yeah, they're going to keep building more because the demand is huge for Teslas. It's just about affordability. Can people afford to buy them? People want Teslas, but the problem is affordability. So that's what's going to be the delicate dance they have to do between margins and cutting the price and all that stuff. So that's going to be the constant talk you're going to hear for the next couple of years is margins and price cuts. So we'll see.
Do we have a price on the Cybertruck? I know it used to be 40 to 70, but that was pre-inflation. What's the new price for the Cybertruck?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, good question. They're still working that out. It really depends on the specs of the model that the customer ordered. So that will be worked out. But there's no question that demand is very strong for this vehicle, and it's unlike anything that we're seeing for any other forthcoming EV. And also, Tesla has an expertise in terms of ramping up production of EV models that the other automakers just don't have. You see from Rivian to Lucid to Ford, to General Motors, they're all struggling to ramp up production of these new EV models. And we just don't see Tesla having that level of difficulty given their expertise in the space.
So Elon gave kind of a clue on pricing. So he commented, Ford talked about their F-150. I think they were talking about price cuts, that they're going to come down $10,000. And then Elon wrote, Ford F-150 is a compelling vehicle, but it's too expensive. So if he thinks the F-150 is too expensive, it's going to be around that price, right? So for the same amount of specs, there's going to be a single motor, a dual motor, and maybe even a tri-motor. So I'm thinking that it's going to be around that price range. So whatever the F-150 is, it'll be maybe a little bit cheaper than that. He's going to try to do. I don't know if he said something out of pocket, but I'm hoping it's around the same price as the F-150 or a little bit cheaper than that.
And just finally, you talked about gross margins being under pressure. Of course, those price cuts helped spur demand, but came at a cost, right? Do you think that margins get worse before they get better?
No, we think second quarter is pretty close to the inflection point. I can't guarantee that third quarter won't be a little bit worse, but it seems that we're pretty close to a trough in terms of gross margin, and that things will improve from here. At the very least, as the quarters go on, their comps are going to become easier, and so but they made that choice early in the year to sacrifice margin for volume, and it sure paid off in terms of volume. As you see, their record quarterly sales in the second quarter, 10% above the prior record high in terms of quarterly sales, and so. But margins are certainly on the mind of all analysts still at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, margins are, like I said, margins are going to be the talk of the town forever, even though Tesla margins are like 3 to 4 times better than any other automaker. People are still going to go crazy about margins and price cuts. So Tesla can cut the price even further, and they could still be killing it on margins. So like they're 18% for their vehicles, they can cut it by 8% and still be beating Ford, GM, all those companies in margins. So it doesn't even matter. Tesla can the demand for the cars are through the roof. So yeah, this short term mindset of margins going up and down is not a big deal. And the more cars they sell, the cheaper the cheaper they get to build. So they're gonna save money there too.
Tesla shares adding to those early losses right now, off about 0.8% right now, but still up a whopping 112% year to date. Garrett Nelson, CFRA Research. Always a pleasure to have you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, Garrett. He's not bad. He's okay. I've seen a lot worse, but yeah, he's not bad. He's got the right idea. I think his long-term 325. I don't know how these price targets are. I don't know if they're a year from now. I don't know if they're 10 years from now. But 325. Obviously, the stock is going to keep going up in all of our eyes. We know what the company is going to do in the future with full self-driving and licensing and their solar business and their battery storage building. The other day I was taking a walk and there's this giant supermarket by my house, and I looked, and then there was mega packs all in the back. I don't know if they're backup power or something, but there was Tesla mega packs there. So their mega pack business, their insurance, their Model 2, the robo taxis, there's so much that they got going, the Tesla bot for the future of the company. And I'm long-term on Tesla. You guys, I know most of you guys that watch this channel are long-term on Tesla as well. So we know, just buy and hold. Basically, if there's a dip, you buy more. That's what I'm going to do. So yeah, when there's a dip, I buy more. I buy basically every single month, and I'm going to continue to buy for decades to come. I want to get this channel monetized. So I want to show you how much it makes. I want to go through that process. I want to buy more stock with it. Let's do a little experiment once this channel hits 1,000 subscribers and it gets monetized. We're going to do this fun experiment where every month I'll show you guys how much money the channel makes and how much stock I can buy. That'll be kind of interesting. I don't think that's ever been done. So let's do that here. Subscribe to the channel. Keep watching more videos. Share the video if you can. And let's keep going. More videos are coming out today, so stay tuned.